Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Let's talk about clean energy. Let's talk about how to make money with clean energy and what the number one fuel source is right now powering the nuclear drive. Plus, with all this conflict going on over in Russia and the fact that we were buying all of our uranium for Russia, we're going to break that down, talk about who's stepping in to fill that void coming right up. All right, welcome back. So the invasion of Ukraine by Russia in February of 2022 really prompted the United States and a lot of its allies to take action that restricted or completely stopped the import of energy materials from Russia, and that did include uranium. Now, it wasn't overnight. It's actually come in kind of a series of different sanctions that these countries have placed against Russia because many of them were very dependent, the United States included, for a lot of our energy imports. About 20% or so of uranium that the United States was importing to fuel our reactors was coming from Russia specifically. Now, this invasion exerted that immediate pressure on energy supplies, however, as threats were made and sanctions actually took place. That has led to heightened prices that we're seeing today, and it's fueling a rapid increase in inflation, which is obviously compounded by significant government spending and stimulus that took place as well. Now, the U.S. used to import 20% of its uranium from Russia, but also imported quite a bit from former Soviet republic states like Kazakhstan. Now, this did amount to billions of dollars each year before the invasion of Ukraine, and Canadian companies have mostly filled the gap left by the missing Russian uranium imports, as America's 5 uranium-producing mines can only contribute a relatively small amount each year. Now, Canada hosts the world's largest uranium mining district. This is called the Athabasca Basin, and the Athabasca Basin is known for providing very high-grade uranium that is typically around 10 times the global average. So not only huge, but also very, very high quality. Now, this does make for an ideal location for uranium exploration and production. It's well to the north, and it has a long border with the United States, that is Canada, so it really doesn't get any closer than that when it comes to having a strategic energy partner. All right, Atha Energy is today's video sponsor, and they own the largest land package in the world's largest uranium mining district, which is the Athabasca Basin. So they know what they're doing. They've got the bulk of the land in this very high-grade producing hotspot in Canada, which is why many energy companies have explored and purchased land in the basin as well over the last several decades. Now, Atha Energy has carefully acquired 4.8 million acres of land in the basin, mostly over the last 10 years, and most of that land was surveyed, explored, and claimed by the company's co-founders and largest shareholders. The basin is one of 3 primary exploration targets on the company's roadmap, along with the Angelac project to the northeast, the Gemini Discovery project to the southeast, and obviously in the basin itself. The Angelac project in Nunavut was recently purchased due to significant exploration activities that had already taken place between 1975 and 2013 by the previous owners of the project. Now, something happened around that time frame, a little earlier than 2013, so we'll touch on that because it really changed the outlook for uranium for about a decade. All right, we're just now coming out of that. Now, the previous owners invested millions of dollars in exploration during that period, and the samples that were collected are very high grades, grades that are typically seen in the Athabasca Basin, but not really outside of it. Now, these samples also indicate the potential for additional metal deposits as well, including silver and copper, a good amount of it. And further developments in exploration on this mine actually did come to a halt following the Fukushima nuclear power station disaster that back in 2011, which resulted in 3 nuclear reactors melting down due to a lack of cooling caused by damage from a magnitude 9 earthquake. Now, such an event was a setback for nuclear energy. It did lead to a decrease in the number of nuclear reactors that were being built and planned, and actually put some on pause in other countries. And it created more of a shift towards investing in other alternate forms of energy like wind and solar. Now, wind and solar are great and all, but they're not nuclear energy, okay? Nuclear power remains the most efficient and clean energy source, and it also provides an abundant amount of energy. With natural gas supply, that is, from Russia being mostly disrupted and cut off, no longer feeding Western Europe, there is growing demand in Europe, too, for additional nuclear reactors, and that's the same case here in North America. Both the United States, France, Germany, They're looking at additional nuclear reactors and even investing or renovating those nuclear reactors that were due to go offline, some of those older ones. Now, Atha Energy plans to invest a total of 30 million Canadian dollars in their projects, with 12 million of that going into the Angelac project and another 18 million Canadian dollars being allocated between the Gemini project and their exploration efforts across their vast land holdings in the Athabasca as well as the Thelon basins. Atha Energy's CEO is Troy Boisjoli, and he brings nearly 3 decades of experience in energy metal exploration to the table, so he's got a strong belief in the potential of the Thelon basin as well for a significant uranium discovery. Okay, so obviously the Athabasca is very popular. The cat's been out of the bag for a long time. But Atha Energy did quickly purchase 2.9 million acres of land in the Thelon Basin for just 3 million Canadian dollars, and they did so over about a 24-hour period. Okay, this was very targeted. They wanted to scope out the land that they wanted. They wanted to execute the deals and get in before their rivals were aware of what was going on. So they got in super cheap. And if this basin turns out to be anything like the Athabasca Basin, then that's going to be a very profitable investment of only 3 million Canadian dollars for Atha Energy. All right, so let's talk about the analysts. 8 Capital is one financial analyst firm that has initiated coverage of Atha Energy, and they are providing a buy rating with a price target of $2.20. That's US, $2.20 US per share. And today, shares of Atha Energy are trading around 51 to 55 cents per share. So 220 does offer significant upside potential. That is based on that analyst's expectations of how the stock is going to perform. And that's really coinciding with these recently large-scale land purchases and the fact that uranium has more than doubled in value over the last 3 years, more than doubled. And it's probably going to continue to go up, especially because the war in Russia doesn't look to be ending anytime soon. And even if it does end, how soon will we be trading with them again? A lot of investment going on in Canada. I think that's going to be our new strategic uranium partner. So to recap, the largest small cap landowner in the world's largest high-grade uranium district just so happens to have also the most cash on hand of its peers in the small cap sector and is currently deploying a very large exploration program across not just 1 but 3 promising uranium projects at a time when uranium prices have more than doubled in just 3 years. So for more information about Atha Energy Corp, please refer to the video description section below. And once again, I always appreciate your comments, your view. Really do appreciate you checking out today's video. Thank you to today's sponsor, Atha Energy. And thank you all for your time. And I hope to see you back during my next video. Have a great day, and we'll talk again soon.
Thank you for watching our video. I hope you subscribe to our YouTube channel.